Did you know that 65% of large scale business transformations in Europe fail to deliver their intended results? A key reason for this is lack of change adoption, resistance increases, and implementation stalls. Which is why in this video, I am going to show you the top 10 management consulting firms in Europe and explain how selecting the right consulting partner directly affects your success. Stay with me until the end, and I will also give you a free checklist for you to use. Let's jump right into it. The process I am going to use to ensure that you get the best value from this video is provide you with an overview of the top 10 Europe consulting companies. And then after providing you with an overview of each one, we will now use a checklist together to go from the top 10 down to selecting two or three consulting companies for your organization to interview. The goal of interviewing those two or three is to determine which one will be selected to help support your organization. So the process is this: we go from 10 down to two or three, and then your organization can select one. So let us jump right into it with the overview, starting with Irradion Group. Something about Irradion Group is it is often referred to as a top management consulting firm for European companies because of its hands on, execution focused approach to business transformation. One reason why Irradion Group is rated a top management consulting firm for organizations in Europe is that it goes far beyond just providing advisory recommendations or strategy and focuses on delivering real deliverable, including strategic and also tactical deliverables for your organization. Another reason why Irradion Group is recognized as a top consulting firm for projects in Europe is that its engagements are led by very experienced consultants who actively provide a hands on level type of deliverable that involves program execution and also change management adoption. Irradium Group is also recognized as a top consulting firm in Europe because of its four-phase scalable, flexible transformation framework and approach, ensuring that leaders, teams, and operating model within organizations are actually moving together rather than operating in siloed. The next organization on the list is Bearing Point. They are known across Europe for helping organizations navigate complex regulatory environment while modernizing operations. So, if your organization is based in Europe and operates within regulatory environment, then Berry Point should be one of those organizations you select for interviewing them to ensure that whether they are the right fit for your organization or not. Something to keep in mind about Bearing Point is this: they often operate and provide services to financial services, utilities, and public sector organizations that need practical solutions rather than theoretical strategies. Something else to note about Bearing Point is they tend to resonate very well with organizations that need structured governance and steady execution in highly regulated markets. We next move on to Boston Consulting Group, also known as BCG. BCG is widely recognized for its strategic depth and its ability to support large, complex transformations across multiple countries. Something to note about BCG is the firm is often engaged when organizations are going after strong growth, innovation, or large scale change that requires strong analytical rigor. BCG is typically a good fit for your if your organization is looking to rethink strategy while still maintaining a strong link to execution. The next organization on the list is Capgemini Invent. One thing to keep in mind about Capgemini Invent is that they stand out for their ability to connect strategy, digital capability, and delivery. They are often selected by organizations that need to redesign operating models, modernize technology, and move from planning into execution without handing work off to multiple vendors. They can be considered an all in one vendor for your organization's business transformation. Capgemini Event is especially active in public sector, consumer sector, and technology enabled transformations across Europe. Okay. The next organization on the list is Kearney. Kearney is best known for its ability to focus on operations, performance improvement, and execution discipline. Why is this important for you? Well, think about the changes and the projects your organization is implementing. Are they focused on operations? Are they focused on performance improvement? In which case, this organization should make it to your list of finalists for your organization to have a conversation with. A lot of organizations go to them when the goal is to improve efficiency, strengthen supply chains, or deliver measurable operational results. The firm is frequently involved in manufacturing, automotive, and operationally complex environments. Next on the list is McKinsey and Company. McKinsey often engages with organizations at the highest levels of your corporate channel. They support enterprise wide strategy and transformation initiatives and often partner with leadership at the very top, including at the strategic level. McKinsey and Company is known for its research driven strategic insights as well as broad cross industry experience. McKinsey is typically engaged when leadership teams want a strong strategic perspective combined with large scale transformation capability. Okay, we now move on to OCNC Strategy Consultants. OCNC is a more focused strategy firm known for deep analytical thinking and commercial insights. It is often selected by organizations that need clarity around growth strategy, market positioning, or customer focused decisions. OCNC they really partner, especially in consumer goods, retail, and media sectors. So if your organization operates in the consumer goods, retail, and media sector, then you want to consider OCNC as part of the list of consulting firms that you reach out to interview to determine the best fit. Okay, next on the list is PEA consulting. And something else that I mentioned earlier was the goal to make this effective for you is let us provide you with an overview of each one of these consulting companies, including presenting you with their strengths. And then we'll use that checklist to narrow the list from 10 down to 2 or 3 for you and your team to reach out to, request an interview, and then after the interview, narrow the list down from those 2 to 3 selected for interviews, narrow them down to one that will be hired to support your organization. So let us provide an overview of PEA consulting. PEA consulting has a long history of working with public sector, and regulated organizations across Europe. The firm combines innovation, strategy, and delivery, particularly in environments where policy, technology, and execution must align. Let me say that again. The organization combines innovation, strategy, and delivery, particularly in environments where policy, technology, and execution must align. This is where you have multiple moving parts that must be aligned together from a business transformation perspective. PA consulting is often involved in healthcare, government, and infrastructure related transformations. So, if that is your organization, then PA consulting should be one of the consulting companies that you add to your list to interview. Following that is Q Perrier. Q Perrier is known for its strength in enterprise transformation, particularly where business processes and technology systems are deeply connected. The firm often supports large programs involving ERP, operating model change, and complex system implementations. The firm is frequently engaged by organizations that need structure and coordination across multiple transformation work streams. Who do we have on the next on the list next? Next on the list is Roland Berger. Roland Berger is Europe's most prominent homegrown strategy consulting firm with strong roots in industrials, automotive, and the public sector. The firm brings a distinctly European perspective to strategy and transformation work. It is often selected by organizations that value regional insights and deep understanding of European market dynamics. And we close with the final organization on our list, which is Simon Kucher. Simon Kucher is highly specialized in pricing, monetization, and revenue growth. Let me pause here for a second so you can just reflect on what I just said. They are highly specialized in pricing, monetization, and revenue growth. There's quite enough organizations out there in Europe that are really delivering business transformations that involve pricing restructuring, trying to increase revenue, as well as optimizing business processes. So if your organization falls under this category, then you want to consider Simon Kucher as one of the organizations that you reach out to interview. Organizations typically engage Simon Kucher when improving profitability and commercial performance. So if that is a big priority for your organization, then you want to consider them. The firm is especially active in life sciences, B2B, which is business to business, and consumer markets where pricing strategy directly impacts growth. So this overview of the top 10 should give you by now a clear understanding how each firm differs. In the next section, let me go ahead and share that checklist with you to help you narrow this list down and confidently select the right European management consulting firm that best fits your organization's specific situation. Let's jump right into it. So on my screen is the checklist. And when you take a look at the checklist, what is the first thing that you will see after the title? You will see it says step one. Step one is narrowing the field of management consulting firms operating in Europe before you interview them. So you reduce your options from 10 to 2 or 3 by assessing relevant industry experience. Do they cover your particular organization's industry and sector? Something else you also want to consider to help you narrow down your list is, have they provided similar types of transformation initiatives or projects similar to the one that your organization is implementing or looking to implement. You also want to look at specific delivery models that will allow you to see, do they have the right model for your organization that will help you go all the way from planning and design and rolling out the implementations, and then also sustaining the new behaviors. You want to ensure that each organization that you select is able to show you, or you can find on their websites that they do have that end-to-end transformation deliverable, which leads us to the second step. The second step is the interview step, where you interview the selected consulting companies. Either you can select two or three. You reach out to them, let them know you want to have a discussion to better understand their business model. And during the interview, you want to ask them some of the questions on this checklist. When you take a look at the checklist, let me go ahead and scroll down. You will notice that we do have quite an amount of questions. You don't have to ask every single question here. To help you prioritize which questions to ask, you will notice we have included why each question matters. See here where it says why it matters, and then also up here why it matters, and then also up here. So under each question, you will see why it matters. That will help you determine which question to prioritize. Step three is after you or your team have met with the selected two or three consulting firms in Europe. The next step after that is you now want to score them and compare them across each other, right? So some of the things you're looking at is, how does each company uh, align to your organization's culture? What do I mean by that? Well, during the interview, you will be able to determine which consulting company matches best with you, which one connected best with you and your team. This is very important because your organization has an organizational culture. So the consulting firms that were able to connect with you during the interview will also be the ones that are better situated to connect well with impacted users within your organization. If you're interviewing a consulting firm and you realize that you did not really connect very well with them, that's a red flag, meaning that your organization might not really connect with them. This is important because you are going to be hiring a consulting company to come in and engage with impacted users, engage with stakeholders. So alignment with organizational culture is absolutely important. Okay. And you will also notice on this checklist, we have included a couple of key steps to help you evaluate the consulting firms that you and your team interviewed, which brings us to step number four. Step number four is where you make the decision. And you can see here, we have also included a couple of points for you to consider. Okay. If your organization is in Europe and you are preparing for or currently navigating a mid to large scale business transformation, I can support you. As outlined in this video, my organization, Iridium Group Consulting, is recognized among the leading management consulting firms for organizations in Europe. Even if you just have questions you would like to discuss with me, or you would like to discuss pain points or challenges that your organization is running into, and you just want to use me as a pillar to bounce ideas off in regards to what would be best practices for mitigating the pain points and the challenges your organization or you are running into, don't hesitate, reach out to me. Okay. The contact link to contact me is below, where it says contact OB Iridium. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Okay. And don't forget to like this video as that lets me know that you have received value from it. You can also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss great content like this one.